Hey everybody, how are you all doing? So I'm going to a special place today. I've been wanting to go here for a while and take you on the trip, but it's been closed. This place is called Cowell Park. It's very famous for the big, tall redwood trees that we have here in Northern California. But some of you know, maybe if you heard of the Santa Cruz fires. This happened, I think it was in August of 2020. And supposedly there was 11,000 lightning bolts that hit the forests, the surrounding forests in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and caused many different fires. It's very sad. So many of the parks had closed because of the fires. Cowell Park, I believe like 19 miles of trails were closed due to the damage and burns and things like that. So I just recently checked last week that it was open. So I'm very excited to get back there and kind of show you the scenery there. I think the total acres of land that was burned in the Santa Cruz area was something like 86,000 acres of land was burned. So we're going to see, I've heard that the redwood trees are very resilient. Even if they burn, many years later they can come back to life. As I pull up Google Maps, that says the park is closed. Now the drive is over 40 minutes. So I went to the website and the website says they're open. Google says they're closed. So we're going to find out which one of those statements is true. All right, let's go. All right, we have made it, and it is open, which is very good, especially after driving over 40 minutes. Wow, I haven't been here in a long time. Kendra and I would come here on occasion with friends or people who are from out of town visiting. We would take them here. So we'll begin the journey. It's very cold here. When I left the house, it was pretty warm. So hopefully this hike will warm me up. I didn't bring a jacket today. So check this out. This is a piece of a tree. And they can tell how old the tree is by how many rings it has. So let's look at the beginning. Says 105, Chinese invented paper. 1, birth of Jesus. In 455, the Mayan city was founded. 919, gunpowder discovered in China. It gets older, all the way It's in 1934 when this tree fell in Humboldt County. It's amazing how old these trees can get. So that tree was over 2,200 years old. Buddha was around a little over 2,500 years ago. So you can see how old these trees can survive. It's amazing. Let's take a journey. Wow, it's amazing. Danger, live track. No trespassing. Whoops. Okay, I don't know if you just saw that, but there was people walking on the train tracks. One from one side, and then another group of people were walking from the other side. And it looks like it wasn't a train, but it was like a little utility train who stopped just in time and said, "Guys, this is very dangerous. You shouldn't be on this track." You saw the sign, right? He said if it was the regular train that goes through, that they wouldn't have stopped in time and they could have been killed. All right, so I'm glad we didn't walk across that. All right, so as you can see, I'm out of the woods now. I'm at roaring camp and tall trees. So as you see, the train just went by. They do chain rides around kind of the whole forest area. It's pretty neat. You can hear it in the distance. And also this train goes all the way to Santa Cruz, which is interesting as well. So I'm just checking it out before I head back. Before I came here, I did a little studying about redwood trees. And when they are damaged, they release a hormonal response that activates new growth. So even though the tree may look completely dead from above ground, below ground it's creating new life. It's pretty amazing. And this reminded me of a story. I'm not sure how it's connected, but maybe you can tell me. Once there was a hermit monk who lived high up on the mountain. And pretty much what he did all day was just sit Zen. Sometimes there was lay people down in the village who would come up and bring him food and clothing and other things. And sometimes they would actually invite him to their town and have a little party. So when he would go to these parties, there was lots of food, and they also made rice wine, which they called medicine. And it took him a very long time to make this rice wine. So this old hermit would drink it when he was there. Now, he usually didn't drink alcohol, but since they spent so much time, and usually when you give an offering like that, he would accept it. So one time he went to the town at the party, and as he was leaving, he went through an old cemetery, and it was very, very, very dark. And as he's walking through the cemetery, there was a big loud boom, boom, and this big ghost came out. Now, this ghost was dressed in military clothing, and it had a sword. And this ghost said, "I don't like you, so I'm going to kill you." And the monk said, "What did I ever do to you?" The ghost said, "Every time you walk past this cemetery, coming back from this party, you smell like alcohol. And Buddha said that monks should not drink alcohol. So I don't like you, so I will kill you." The monk was a little bit curious, like, "Who are you?" And this ghost said, "I used to be the highest general in the land and fought many wars and killed many people. So when I died, I got this ghost body. So I killed many people, and now I'm going to kill you." And this monk was interesting because he wasn't afraid at all. He said, "Well, you can go ahead and kill me. That's not a problem. In fact, that's too easy. So I have a challenge for you." And this ghost got a little bit upset. "Challenge? You're challenging me?" And the monk said, "I'll tell you what. I'm going to hide 3 times. And if you can find me all 3 times, I will become your slave. But if you cannot find me all 3 times, you must become my student." So this ghost agreed to this plan. So the monk said, "All right, so now cover your eyes." And the ghost covered his eyes, and he said, "Count to 10. It's like hide and go seek, right? This monk was very interesting because since he lived at the top of the mountain by himself for so many years, he actually could tap into kind of special powers. And one of his powers is that he could turn his body into different kinds of animals. He also could teleport anywhere around the world. So as this ghost was counting, this monk went to deep samadhi, and he teleported to the highest peak in southern China and went into very deep samadhi. And boom, in an instant, the ghost said, "Come on, that was very easy. I just found you." The second time, the ghost covered his eyes, counted to 10, and this time the old monk transformed his body into a tiger, and this time he went to the northern part of China in an old cave. And in an instant, boom, the ghost appeared. "You are a rice bag of a monk. I can find you anywhere, no problem." And then the old monk said, "Remember, 3 times. So, count again." So now it was the 3rd time for this monk to hide. So the ghost put his hands over, counted to 10. And this time, instead of teleporting or changing his body, this old monk just went by a nearby tree, and he just returned to don't know mind. This is the mind that is completely clear like the mirror. His mind and the universe were not separate. And the ghost looked everywhere, from the highest heaven to all the hells, all around the world, could not find this monk. So finally the ghost said, Okay, I'm sorry. I can't find you. Where are you?" And this monk just walked, out behind the tree. And the ghost said, Okay, I'm sorry. I will be your student. So this ghost actually became this monk's attendant. The story about Don't Know is very interesting. Everybody has some kind of demon haunting them. Sometimes the demon's very quiet, sometimes the demon's very loud. But if we keep a don't know mind, that's the mind before thinking, the mind that is clear like a mirror. These demons can't touch us. So anger, fear, jealousy, greed, our strong opinions, discriminations, yeah, they may be present, but they won't control our actions and speech. Just like the redwood trees, even though that we may look dead, or maybe some situation kind of knocks us down for a days, weeks, or months, we can return to this place that has aliveness and growth and clarity, love, compassion, and wisdom. I always say in many of my videos that if we can be present and intimate with all the demons that appear, and we can digest those, that becomes strength and wisdom, and that's something we can share with this whole world. So those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know in the comments what demons haunt you, and what is your relationship to them, and how do you respond to them? Okay, everyone, I hope you're all well. I'll see you soon.